Hello, it's Doc Severson for the Ready Set Trade Trade of the Day for Monday, the 14th of December. Today's trade of the day is on IPOB, which is the SPAC or Special Purpose Acquisition Company for OpenDoor Labs, which is going to go IPO in about a week or so. Now, the problem with playing this with stock or warrants is that we're more than likely going to get some type of a pop to the upside, either pre or just immediately post IPO. And then it's going to get crushed to the downside again. To the downside to the point where we don't really know where it's going to come back down. So if you were going to buy this for longer term through stock or warrants, then you would more than likely want to wait for that distribution to the downside. However, IPOB has got a pretty decent option chain, and what I'm looking to do is to sell the $18 put for the month of January. So this may give us a short-term opportunity to make money one of a couple of different ways, right? If the price goes higher from here, we can sell into that. We can close out the position for a profit. If the price goes sideways after the IPO, we can do the same thing. Even if the price goes down after the IPO, to a limited extent, we can still make a profit on this and still have quite a number of alternatives to manage that trade if this occurs. So this is again why I like using options, because it gives me many different alternatives. Let's jump over to Robinhood and see how we can initiate this trade. Let's search on IPOB first of all. And there we go. And so what we're going to do is select the trade button down there. And then instead of buying the stock, we're going to trade options for this. Now, I don't want to buy call options. This is going to be something where the value of that call option is going to crush right after the IPO. So I want to sell, in this case, a put option. And I'm going to select the January 2021 cycle and move down here to the $18 put. Now, we should be able to get into this for about $1.35. Certainly that's showing at the bid right now. And that will give us $135 per contract. And if we leverage $1,800 of capital for that trade for one contract, that's going to give us a return of 7.5%, assuming that we don't have to close the trade early. Not a bad return, basically, for doing nothing over the next 30 days. The number of contracts that we have to fill in at this point is going to be a direct correlation to the amount of capital that we have. For a cash secured put, we have to have at least $1,800 in our account to be able to do one contract. I like to keep each trade to less than 10% of my account capital for this. So in this case, if you want to trade this position using cash secured puts, I would want to have at least $18,000 in my account to be able to keep that position size relatively small against the rest of my account. Let's go back to the chart and wrap this trade up. When we place the trade, $135 goes right into our account, and that is our maximum profit on the trade. So if the price ends up going higher before or during the IPO, remember this stock will eventually turn into OpenDoor Lab stock if we keep it. So I can either choose to just ignore this and let this decay into nothing if it goes higher or stays steady during the next 30 days. And I keep the 135 and my obligation is released in the middle of January. Now, if the price ends up coming down to my short strike here at 18, if price comes down, as long as it stays above 18, again, no action is required. And I can always seek to close the position early for a profit if that's the case. Remember, when you sell an option like this, you're selling a decaying asset that will eventually go to zero as long as the price stays at or above 18. If it starts to go below 18, this is where I will have to take some kind of action. If the price goes below 18, I still have $1.35 left of available profit to burn for this. So $16.65 would be my break-even point, $16.65. So if it's in between there, I can still close this for a profit near expiration. It's only if it really dives down below there that I'm looking at potential assignment. And again, this is not a bad stock to be assigned at in the first place. My assumption for this is that we may get a pop to the upside, but then again, the price will probably come down after the IPO, just like every other IPO does. That's it for today's trade of the day. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one.